Well, one of the great mysteries to me is just how all of this greenery is able to capture sunlight and turn it into something useful. Well, human beings have picked it up as well. We're able to use solar power much better than we used to. In fact, we're here at Fleetville. We're visiting Solar Mason on an installation job. You can hear it in the background. Let's go and meet the chaps. Hello, Noel. Great to meet you again.
Yes, sir.
What a location and what a place to talk about solar energy. Look at that. Any minute now, the sun is going to break through. But today, I just want to talk about why it is now such a great time to think of installing solar energy in your home. Well, I've heard of net metering, and I believe you can actually sell your electricity that you're capturing from the sun back to the utilities, yeah?
Yes, sir. The excess energy that you're producing goes back into the grid and you're compensated for it. It's a 25-year system, so it's going to pay for itself, in the first 6 to 10 years. And if that's the case, you're looking at, 15 to 19, 20 years worth of power, free power.
Yeah. So I gather, Noel, that there's a government subsidy at work here.
Yes, the HR 5376 that was just passed has extended the tax credit from 26% up to 30%, and it's now been extended out to 10 years.
So Noel, the first decision, I suppose, is where are you going to put solar panels? Do you put it on the roof or the ground? What kind of decisions have to be made?
If you have the space available to put them in the ground, it's always your best bet from a maintenance standpoint, right? Putting them on the roof makes sense if you're more probably in an urban environment. But really it's going to be a case-by-case basis, only determined after performing a site survey. So,
which your company obviously does. Even if you haven't got the 100% ideal location, people still put them in there because I think now the panels now are so much more efficient that they still will generate a reasonable amount of electricity.
Correct. Between the hours of 10 and 2 is when the sun is highest in the sky, you're producing the most energy.
Gotcha.
So realistically, even if you don't have the perfect tilt or azimuth on your roof, you're still going to be generating a significant amount of electricity.
So Noel, we'll buy some of the panels that you like to use. Tell us a bit about them.
These here are the 480 watt Q-cell panels. We have 8 of them in each section, and about 3 sections will power the typical home. They are just over 20% efficient. So when we perform our site surveys, what we do is we get all the measurements required, sometimes via satellite imagery and LiDAR sensors, in order to figure out the actual pattern where we're going to be able to maximize the offset and the amount of solar that we can install. We are only utilizing equipment that is going to come with 25 to 30 year warranties. By year 25, they're still going to be operating at 80% of their original capacity.
Well, we've moved underneath the panels just to have an idea of how they're put together. So the aluminum frame with a steel support holds everything up, and then each panel seems to have one of these little boxes. Tell us a bit about it.
So this is called a power optimizer, and it's going to perform 2 functions. 1, carrying the DC current, and 2, it's going to allow us to monitor the performance of each individual panel.
Brilliant. So from the comfort of your cell phone, you could sort of bring up your app and then check just how the system's going.
Yes. So after the current is carried from all the individual power optimizers, it will be carried into an inverter. And that inverter is going to take the DC energy, convert it to AC energy, where it's going to be fed to the grid.
So Noel, the installation's complete, the electricity is flowing. How do you monitor it?
We have the ability to monitor all of the systems remotely.
And for each panel, I can see that it's telling us how many watts it's making. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so here, this particular system, they have put in an 8 kW system, roof mount, and we have the ability to see the panel production of each individual panel. And if anything were to go wrong, we know exactly where to look.
Brilliant. Now, Noel, I gather once you sign up a contract with your utilities provider, you've got to stick with a person you've made an agreement with, yeah?
Right. So the important thing to understand is as soon as you sign a net metering agreement with the utility, it's important to stay with the utility as both your generator and supplier.
Gotcha. So if you did switch, so you had this tempting offer
shopping for power with variable rate is definitely something that is cautioned because as soon as the fixed term is up, the variable rate tends to skyrocket. So it's always better to stay with the utility because they are the only ones obligated by the PUC to honor the net metering agreement, which will allow you to recoup your return on investment for the solar system.
Well, no, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've learned an awful lot. How does the public get hold of you?
So you can visit us online at solarmason.com, or you can call us at 570-MY-SOLAR.
Excellent. That's nice and easy. So all we have to do now is wait for that sun to rise every morning and save the money. Thank you, Noel.
Thank you.